Manchester City aren't just signing players, this is Pep Guardiola's midfield software update. A start of the new midfield revolution after the exit of Kevin De Bruyne. With Tijjani Reijnders and Rayan Cherki finally joining the Etihad, Pep Guardiola might be entering in his most complex phase yet, the midfield optimization. Why these two? What's the plan by Pep Guardiola? Are they going to recreate the dominance in the Premier League back again? Let's find out after this music. When Manchester City goes shopping, they don't just buy players, they buy profiles. And Tijjani Reijnders might be one of the most Guardiola-esque profiles we have seen since Gundogan. In the 2024-25 Serie A season, the 26-year-old was simply phenomenal, playing as a central defensive midfielder, central midfielder, and even as an advanced attacking midfielder. Across 54 appearances, he ended the season with 15 goals and 5 assists, earning himself the title of Midfielder of the Year in Serie A. But numbers tell part of the story. It's his off-the-ball movement that screams Guardiola profile. 29% of his runs were made ahead of the ball, 21% were coming short, 13% in behind, 12% as a cross receiver, and 9% overlapping wide to overload flanks. Now compare that to Bernardo Silva's movement under Pep. Very similar, but unlike Bernardo, Reijnders is way more aggressive, constantly attacking space, making late box arrivals, and offering verticality. And he's just not about the movement. His passing accuracy sits at 90.2%, with 79% accuracy even on long balls. He averages 6.4 progressive passes per 90 minutes, meaning he's constantly breaking lines. And we'll see why. Look at this map. He has progressed the ball forward, breaking lines all across the pitch, especially in the middle where he operates. His progressive carries will not only create chaos, but will also create spaces for others in the final third. All this while playing defensive midfield for 50% of his time this season, which we have seen Vitinha and Neves doing for PSG. 97th percentile for non-penalty goals among midfielders, 98th for shots, 81st for shot creating actions. He's just not a possession hub, he's a real scoring threat. Not to forget, 105 shots taken, 43 on target with 15 goals. This map suggests he's surgical from distance, something City have lacked since Gundogan. Now his strengths? Playmaking, long shots and vertical passing. But his weaknesses? Aerial duels. But in Guardiola's system, ground control is everything. Slot him next to Rodri, now you have got a player that can play under pressure, break lines, and bury long shots as well. That's gold. This isn't just a signing, this is Pep's next midfield software tweak. Now let's talk about the wildcard, Rayan Cherki. Rayan Cherki does not just play football, he bends the game to his rhythm. And at just 21, he's putting up elite creative numbers that would fit perfectly into Guardiola's evolving system. Across 44 games last season, Cherki delivered 12 goals and 20 assists. But the surface numbers are just tip of the iceberg. Creatively, he's operating at freak levels. 97th percentile for chances created, 96th for passes into the penalty box, 92nd for progressive carries. This isn't flair, it's production. Also, he leads Europe's top 5 leagues for expected assists per 90, even ahead of Kevin De Bruyne, Olise, and Kvaratskhelia. That's not potential. That's elite output right now. 128 key passes, 38 big chances created. That's way more than Wirtz did for Leverkusen this season. Now look at his line-breaking passes. Constant penetration into dangerous zones, feeding runners, breaking low blocks with surgical vision. Tactically, he's a positionless creator, starting wide, drifting inside, receiving between the lines, exactly where Pep's interiors thrive. Against Man United in the Europa League, Cherki delivered one of the dribbles of the season, dancing past multiple defenders, leaving the entire backline flat-footed. This was a perfect Premier League audition. Even recently against Spain, showed that he can perform against world-class oppositions. His defensive work remains a weakness, but under Pep Guardiola's high possession structure, I think this risk can be managed. As you can see, Pep Guardiola can play multiple formations. He can play a 4-2-3-1. He can play a 4-1-4-1. He can also play the 3-3-3-1 box structure and also can operate with a 4-2-1-3 midfield. Now picture this. Rodri anchoring, Reijnders controlling tempo and progressing vertically, Marmoush and Foden running the final third, with Cherki floating between the half spaces feeding Haaland. This isn't rebuilding, this is future-proofing. Now let's talk price tags, because this is where Manchester City truly shine. Their negotiations, their transfer fees. Tijjani Reijnders is signed for a total package of 60 million euros for a 26-year-old midfielder entering his peak with elite progressive metrics. That's bargain. Rayan Cherki, 35 million total package for a 21-year-old who's already one of Europe's most creative players. That's bargain again. Together, City has landed two highly specialized midfielders for under 100 million total. The same ballpark Man United paid for Mason Mount and Antony. And we all know how it turned out, right? Look at Bernardo Silva, 50 million euros from Monaco. Gundogan, 27 million euros from Dortmund. Ruben Diaz, 68 million euros, but arguably one of the most value centre-backs ever. Manuel Akanji, just 17 million euros from Dortmund. And Erling Haaland, only 60 million from Dortmund. The list goes on. As you can see, ManCity does not just buy expensive, they do it with precision. Gone are the days of pedestrian football. This is the update that City wanted to make to bring back the dominance in the midfield and also in the Premier League era. What do you think? Are City about to break football again? Will the dominance come back? Drop your thoughts below in the comments and let me know what you think. And if you liked this breakdown, do consider subscribing Ash Talks Football. Hit the bell icon for not missing out on any videos of mine and any live streams of mine. I hope you liked the video. Thank you for watching.